Today on Rappler, Senator Santiago hits Vice President Binay for criticizing the bill banning political dynasties. Newly installed Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle assumes his new role as advisor to the Pope. And Philippine capital markets hit 3 new record highs as investor confidence increases. Hello, I'm Ai Makaraig, sitting in for Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago hits Vice President Jejomar Binay for his criticism of bills seeking to ban political dynasties. Santiago, author of the Senate version of the measure, disagrees with Binay's media statements. She makes her thoughts known during the budget deliberations for the office of the Vice President, but Binay was not present in the hearing Monday. The senator says politicians should not violate the spirit of the Constitution by allowing their family members to run for office just because there is no enabling law yet. She says, "I warn you, not all that is legal is moral." Binay has 3 children running in the 2013 midterm polls. Makati Mayor Junjun Binay and Makati 2nd District Representative Abigail Binay Campos are seeking re-election, while neophyte politician Nancy Binay Angeles is running for senator. In past interviews, Binay says there is nothing wrong with dynasties. He says, "I don't believe in dynasties. Why will there be a law banning someone qualified for public service?" Reproductive health bill advocates in Congress jumpstart the period of amendments on the controversial RH bill. Late Monday afternoon, Majority Floor Leader Neptali Gonzalez II adopts a revised version of the bill as his own. Congress accepts the amended bill through a voice vote and adjourns the session immediately after the vote. Gonzalez, a known RH bill advocate, calls the vote a small victory. Albay Representative Edsel Lagman, the principal author of the bill, says he is confident they will, quote, "win the war on the RH bill by Christmas." The bill's critics, led by Deputy Speaker Pablo Garcia of Cebu, tries to stop the vote and says he will appeal when the session resumes on Tuesday. House Speaker Feliciano Belmonte Jr. plans to meet with President Aquino to discuss the fate of the bill next week. Supporters of the Sin Tax bill ask Congress to open bicameral conference committee meetings to the public to prevent so-called killer insertions that could water down the measure. This week, the Senate and the House of Representatives are expected to assign committee members who will consolidate the different versions of the bill. Department of Health consultant Anthony Lichon says Congress should break the tradition of secrecy in BICAM meetings. Sin Tax bill advocates also do not want Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile and Senators Ralph Recto, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Francis Escudero, and Joker Arroyo to become members of the bicameral committee. Arroyo and Escudero voted no to the Senate's final version of the bill, while Enrile, Recto, and Marcos introduced various amendments. The Sin Tax bill hurdled the Senate on November 20. The approved bill raises the excise taxes on tobacco and alcohol and targets additional revenues of 39.5 billion pesos for the government in the first year. The Department of the Interior and Local Government launches the Full Disclosure Policy Portal in partnership with the World Bank. In this portal, local government units can upload financial documents and transactions as required by law. The portal aims to promote transparency and accountability and help minimize corruption and the misuse of public funds. It will be available to the public and help increase awareness of public funds and which projects the money goes to. DILG Undersecretary Austere Panadero says the portal and its accessibility are meant to trigger reform within LGUs. He says, "We have raised the standards for good governance. We certainly hope this is something all of us will make full use of in the years to come." The launch coincides with the 100th day since the death of former Interior Secretary Jesse Robredo, who initiated the project during his term. Newly installed Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle says he is terrified by the magnitude of the task at hand as he assumes his new role as an advisor to the Pope. The 55-year-old Manila Archbishop will now play a global role following his installation by Pope Benedict XVI. On Saturday, the Pope also installed 5 other non-European cardinals in an hour-long ritual at the Vatican. Tagle will be among 120 cardinals eligible to vote for the Pope's successor. He says becoming cardinal is a grace of God.
It was like a future coming to my present, in a way disturbing my present. But I felt confused, I felt lost, I did not know what to say. And instead of me being the powerful one controlling my life, Jesus saying, I am the power in your life. I will take over. And He invites to be part of this church, of these servants.
Tagged by foreign journalists as a potential papal contender, Tagle is expected to wield huge influence over the world's 1.2 billion Catholics. The National Bureau of Investigation will recommend the filing of graft and estafa charges against Pagadian City Mayor Samuel Co for his alleged involvement in a pyramid scam. Co is one of the complainants against the Aman Futures Group, the firm behind the scam that victimized thousands in Visayas and Mindanao. An alleged finance manager of the group says Co is also one of those who sought investors for the group. Co is running for a congressional seat in the 2013 midterm elections. 2 explosions rocked Maguindanao Monday, killing a member of the Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Movement and wounding 9 others. BIFM spokesman Abu Misri Mama says 2 improvised explosive devices ripped through convoys of BIFM members and supporters. They were on their way to attend an Islamic symposium in an undisclosed location in Maguindanao. The BIFM is a breakaway group of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The Philippine capital markets post 3 new records today because of increasing investor confidence and rising remittances from Filipinos overseas. The PSEI reaches its 29th record high for 2012, closing at 5,579.42 points and surpassing the November 23 record close of 5,552.34 points. This is the 52nd record high for the Aquino administration. At the foreign exchange market, the peso hits a 56-month high, closing at 41.06 to the dollar. This brings the peso's trading average at 41.157 against the dollar. And at the bond market, the 364-day Treasury bill rate hits a historic low of 0.549%, surpassing the November 13 record lows for all T-bill tenors. The yield for the 91-day T-bill reaches 0.20%. These rates are the lowest in the Treasury's records, which date back to 1987. Broken Olympic dreams defeat even the toughest of athletes, but a Filipino runner shows everyone why failure can never keep a good man down. Catherine Visconti reports.
While many of us may have trouble trudging to the gym, this 57-year-old wants to run around the world.
People say, this is extreme, this is insane.
Cesar Guerin will have to run over 40,000 kilometers to circle the globe, crossing 42 countries. He's already a third of the way through, but he still has to cover a distance roughly 14 times the length of the Philippines. If Cesar succeeds, he will be the first Filipino and the first Asian to join a handful of global runners. He says his favorite part of the journey is seeing other Filipinos working far from home. He can always count on them for a warm welcome.
Doing this global run, I don't think about the physical challenge, but I think about how can this be a significant event for the Filipino.
Like most success stories, Cesar's is rooted in failure. 30 years ago, he wanted to be the first Filipino runner to win a gold medal in the Olympics. It's a feat the country still has not achieved.
I did not make the trials. I'm not made to run fast. So every time I train for speed, my knees would really bog down.
The first time Cesar failed to qualify for the Olympics, he ran across the Philippines to get over his frustration. The second time, he ran across the U.S.
It was also a way of soul searching,
On each leg of his race, Cesar typically runs 50 to 60 kilometers a day. He plans to take off for the Middle East in February. He says it will probably take 4 more years to complete the incredible test of endurance. And what then? Cesar is sure of one thing. He will keep running.
I realized that I want to do this until maybe I shut down. I look forward to it. I don't think about 50,000 kilometers or maybe more. I just want to keep doing it.
Catherine Visconti, Rappler, Manila.
Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, the Chinese Defense Ministry announces Sunday the landing of a China-made J-15 fighter jet on the Liaoning, China's first aircraft carrier. It marks the first time China successfully lands a fighter jet on this new aircraft carrier, which entered into service in September. This event signals Beijing's ability to flex its military muscle in territorial disputes in both the East China Sea and the South China Sea. The Liaoning is a former Soviet carrier Varyag, which was refurbished at the northeastern port of Dalian in China. At number 9, former PBA coach Bo Perasol is the new head coach of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. He takes over the post vacated by Norman Black, who steered the Blue Eagles through a 5-peat or 5 straight title victories in the UAAP. Black is only the second coach in UAAP history to win 5 straight titles. Ateneo de Manila University announces Perasol's appointment Monday. He takes over on December 1. The appointment of former Powerade coach Perasol signals a reconciliation between Manny Pangilinan and his alma mater. It was Pangilinan who earlier hired Perasol to replace Black. And at number 10, it's YouTube's most watched video of all time, the Gangnam Style by South Korean pop singer Psy. The dance track video, which takes a hit at Gangnam, a rich community in Seoul, has recorded over 805 million views since its posting in July. Best Video winner in the 2012 MTV Europe Music Awards, Gangnam Style features Psy dancing as if he were trotting on a horse and spinning a lasso. The dance has been performed by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Filipino prison inmates. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click on how you feel and your vote comes down to the Mood Navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that got the most clicks. On today's Mood Navigator, we see a mix of colors and a mix of stories, from the light features to the heavy political ones. Here we have 3 stories that are red, where people voted angry. Hundreds of policemen cheated in exams, 68% angry. 85 armed groups maintained by politicians, according to the PNP, 83% angry. And a controversial story we had yesterday, Marcos on 2016, never say never, 57% angry, but note, 20% inspired. But still, 4 out of the 10 stories had the votes happy. The independence of Grace Poe, 44% happy. This story, which made UP students and alumni happy, UP Monorail, Ikot Jeeps of the Future arrive at UP Diliman, 79% happy. Willie Revillamet's wrap-up show, 78% happy. But the story that got the most votes, the RH Bill Christmas Carol, 94% happy. All contributing to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. That's Rappler's Newscast for today, Monday, November 26, 2012. Visit Rappler.com and watch your newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Ayu Makaraig, and as we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.